get that sense that he's realizing, hey, this is my senior year, this is my final go at it, and that light is turning on, and he's been a force down low.
Head coach Scott Garson joining us here on our pregame report. Another interesting matchup to me is out of the wings with Roosevelt Adams coming off the bench and matched up against Colin Malcolm, who is a great inside-outside that kind of seem like mirror images of each other.
Yeah, they do. Our guys kind of make fun of Rose. They say that he and Malcolm are long-lost brothers or something, but they are. They're both tremendous players, tremendous ability to score. They can both score in spurts. They both play real hard. They rebound the ball, and Roosevelt, the way he's shooting the ball right now, is special. And coming in off the bench has helped our rotations a little bit. He's obviously still playing starters minutes. He's a leading scorer. Did a tremendous job in kind of a different role there coming off the bench last weekend, and we're going to do the same tonight. And we need Roosevelt's energy coming in. When he and Gibson Bray will come in earlier on in the game, it kind of gives us a chance to maybe go from wherever we're playing. It actually lifts us up a little bit. We, in some ways, can get better in certain spots at that 15-minute mark or so when we have that first sub come in. So it'll be a great matchup between him and Malcolm tonight. We have to do a good job of keeping Malcolm from slashing to the basket. He's really good at cutting to the rim, driving to the rim, and he's another guy that can really finish up over the rim. We're going to have to do a good job of blocking him out, too. Roosevelt's a tremendous rebounder, so there's no question that that's going to be one to look at and one to watch throughout.
Scott, also the backcourt matchups tonight are very interesting and should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, Talon Pinckney and Keon Thompson played tremendous last weekend. They were as good a backcourt duo as anybody all year long that we've seen, and if the two of them can bring that energy to the defensive end and the ability to shoot the ball on the offensive end, Keon Palu-Thompson is really coming into his own now, and is playing his best basketball of the year, and that often happens at this point of the year with a junior college transfer who's trying to learn the system and figure out this level, but now as we get into the second half of the year, he's more comfortable and knows where his shots are coming from, so we need Keon to keep playing well that way, and obviously Bethia for Warner Pacific is a great shooter. We got to be out on him. Talon's got to be out on him. I think he's going to have a hard time guarding Talon in the half court. So hopefully we can expose that matchup a little bit, offensively for us.
Scott, you've mentioned a couple keys, but what would be the big key tonight here at home against Warner Pacific?
Yeah, I think it comes down to really two things for us. I mean, the third overriding thing, obviously, we got to make some shots. We got to make open shots. But the two things that I really look at is the rebounding and also the turnovers. We've got to take care of the ball. Warner Pacific turns steals into quick baskets better than anybody in our conference. And they do a good job of jumping into passing lanes and creating turnovers and creating steals. So we've got to take care of the basketball and not give away those possessions. And also on the defensive end, we've got a defensive rebound and not give Warner Pacific extra possessions. So really, I think that the column to look at a lot tonight may be field goal attempts. Are we getting an attempt every time down, and are we allowing them only one attempt? I mean, we want to attempt more shots than they do by controlling the boards at both ends and by not turning it over. I mean, I think if you do that, unless we're getting to the foul line a lot, hopefully we're getting more shots up than they are, and that'll give us a better chance.
Scott, I appreciate you stopping by. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate it.
That's the head coach of the Coyotes, Scott Garson, here on our pregame report. When we come back, we'll look inside the numbers. A big one tonight, the number 8 ranked team in the Division II. The Coyotes against the number 16 ranked team in the NAI Division II in Warner Pacific. We're live in the Activity Center and live on 99.1 ESPN Boise.
If you want to go either 30 or a minute here, that would work. Perfect.
Starting at forward, standing at 6'7", a senior out of Happy Valley, Oregon, number 12, Keaton Bankapier. Starting at forward, standing at 6'6", a senior from Las Vegas, Nevada, number 14, Danny Bowman. Starting at guard, standing at 6'2", a senior from Salem, Oregon, number 32, Xavier Canifax. They're led by head coach Jared Valentine.
Mike Sanford back with you here inside a raucous J.A. Albertson Activity Center in Caldwell. Coyote basketball brought to you by Neil Allen Fine Jewelry. Don't trust anyone but Neil Allen Fine Jewelry when it comes to scoring that perfect engagement ring. Neil Allen Fine Jewelry, downtown Nampa on 12th Avenue South. Also brought to you by our friends at Mountain West Bank. If you enjoy CMI Sports, stop into a Mountain West Bank branch and tell them thank you for sponsoring the Yotes. Mountain West Bank, member FDIC. Warner Pacific 13-4 on the season, 8-1 in conference play, 7-0 at home in conference action. They have dominated teams there in CC Perry Gym. They've done it offensively, 86 points per ball game, making 38% of their threes, and as Scott Garson alluded to, force 15 turnovers a night. They're starting 5 tonight. It's a little bit of old, it's a little bit of new for Jared Valentine and Warner Pacific College. The old, it's Xavier Canavex, a redshirt senior from South Salem High School, averaging 18 points per ball game. The old is Dejan Bowman, a redshirt senior from Las Vegas, Nevada. He averages 10 points per ball game. The old is senior Keaton Bankifer, another senior. Happy Valley, Oregon, 4-year player in the program, 9 points and 4 boards a night. Colin Malcolm, a junior, 16 points, 8 rebounds. The kid from Ashland had a couple big games against the Coyotes a year ago. And Morris Bethia, he's their top shooter, averaging 10 a night, making a league best 58% of his three-point baskets. Coyotes are going to go with the same 5 that they did against Evergreen and Northwest over the weekend. Dom Holsey and Aziz Leaks get the ball on the low block where the Coyotes will see C of I's leading scorer come off the bench again tonight, that being Roosevelt Adams, who was in the running for Conference Player of the Week. So for the Coyotes, again up front, it goes Aziz Leaks, 9 double-doubles, 11 points, 10 rebounds a night. Dom Holsey will play about 4 minutes before he'll be subbed out. 2 points and 2 rebounds per ball game for him. Nate Brunel, he's an X-factor tonight. He had a rough road trip down in Washington. 11 points, 5 boards a night. And it's that guard line of Talon Pinckney at 13 points and 4 rebounds, 6 assists a night. And Keon Palu-Thompson, 12 points and 5 boards per ball game. Warner Pacific in the Columbia blue uniforms, the Coyotes in the home whites. As our ball being tapped up, Warner Pacific to control the tap. We're underway at the Activity Center in Caldwell. Crowd pushing 2,000 tonight as Xavier Canavex comes off the screen, puts up a 3, missed it. Rebound tipped around, who wants it? Looks like the Yotes are going to get it with Keon Palu-Thompson, but then he loses control of it. It's tipped out to Bethia, who cans a 3. And Warner Pacific has an early 3-0 lead. Coyotes had 2 cracks at the rebound as it pitter-pattered around the low block, couldn't secure it, and the Knights get the triple from the league's best 3-point shooter. Aziz Leaks looking back door. Nate Brunel's there, he'll lay it in. Aziz Leaks, the little lazy bounce pass on the low block. And a good start to the game for Nate Brunel. Both teams convert on their first possessions. It's 3-2 in favor of Warner Pacific. Keaton Bankifer goes to the free throw line. Out for a long Bethia 3 again. This one's no good. Long rebound tapped out. Keon Palu-Thompson keeps it alive for the Yotes. A floor comes Talon Pinckney down the near sideline with a left-hand dribble. Splits it out to the near corner. Caught out there by Leaks. He'll pull it all the way out. Pinckney being dared to shoot a 3. Didn't take it. They'll reverse the ball. Palu-Thompson, far sideline, into the hands of Brunel. He'll get to the left elbow, back to Palu-Thompson. Long 3 on the way, banked it, no. Offensive rebound for Leaks with a left hand, stuck it home, and the Coyotes have the lead. First lead of the night for the Coyotes. Aziz Leaks, the league's leading rebounder. The offensive board and the left-hand bunny hook makes it a 4-3 ball game, 90 seconds in. Again, both teams will try to pick this tempo up. Can Warner Pacific do something against the zone of the Yotes? Colin Malcolm at the free throw line launches from there, missed. Rebound goes inside to Bowman, but he lost it out of bounds, and it will be Coyote basketball. Crashing the boards inside for Warner Pacific is Dejan Bowman, who had a big year 2 years ago, leading the Knights to the national tournament. He is one of the better offensive rebounders in this league. Coyotes leading 4-3, 2 minutes in. Paolo Thompson outside the arc at the left angle. Waits for a double team, now puts the ball on the floor, spins it to the free throw line, looks backdoor for Brunel, can't get it, so they'll pull it all the way out between the rings to Talon Pinckney with 8 on the shot clock. A work against Bethea, and then they'll switch into zone as Paolo Thompson catches far corner, put up a 3 and put up an air ball from the corner. Rebound went to Bankafir, fourth-year senior. Hands it to a third-year player on the team in Colin Malcolm. Junior college transfer Xavier Canifex, their leading scorer at 18 tonight, penetrates the lane, now goes to the low block. Caught there by Bowman, puts the short corner jump shot up and in. John Bowman gives the Knights the lead back at 5-4 with the 18-footer right along the baseline. Talon Pinckney comes up floor with a left-hand dribble, working against man pressure. He'll attack the basket, little turnaround, left-hander score. Talon Pinckney's first bucket. We trade buckets at 6-5 in favor of the Coyotes. Both teams starting well early on. Morris Bethea across the 10-second stripe with a right-hand dribble. Coyotes backing into their zone, but they've extended it out about 22, 23 feet to make it a little tougher for the Knights, one of the better three-point shooting teams in the league. Off a high ball screen, it's Canifex, gets to the free throw line, goes inside, Bowman catches, misses, and Leaks comes down with a rebound. Up floor goes Pinckney, stops at the three-point line, keeps the dribble alive, finds Leaks, he'll launch a long three up, back iron no, Brunel the offensive rebound, right back to Leaks again. He'll attack the lane, swing it to Holsey, he'll try a corner three ball, back iron strong, no good, Bankafir the rebound for Warner Pacific College. Up the center of the floor, work the Knights. They go far sideline, outside the arc. Bankafir catches there against Nate Brunel. Shimmy shakes, then throws up a long three, hard off the heel of the rim that time, and the rebound goes in the hands of Pinckney. He'll sprint up the near sideline, find the trailer. Paolo Thompson catches, shoots, puts up a long three. It's in and out, no good, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Warner Pacific basketball. Timeout called by Jared Valentine in his 6th year with the Knights. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. We'll finally get back to the Scott Garson Coaches Show this Monday night from Stewart's Bar and Grill in Caldwell. Join us from 6 to 7, and you can listen right here on 99.1 ESPN Boise. You can stop by after the game tonight. I know that Tony will have the grill open late as well with coconut prawns, those huge onion rings, and hand-cut finger steaks. Again, that's 2805 Blaine Street. You can follow them on Twitter at Stewart's 2C. Also brought to you by our friends at Skog Law. We always tell you, you have a friend at Skog Law. That's SKAUGlaw.com, 466-0030, 24/7. They will not be satisfied until you win full compensation, benefits, and justice on your work comp claim. Early on in this one, the Coyotes from the field 3 of 6, Warner Pacific 2 of 7, including a 3. Yotes 0 for distance tonight. They are 0 of 5 from outside the arc. They've brought Roosevelt Adams into the game 4 minutes into the contest. Warner Pacific will work it outside the arc, near angle with Xavier Canifex. He'll try the 23-footer, missed the shot. Adams the rebound for the Coyotes. One and done, Warner Pacific. Skip past Brunel, the trailer. Adams, 3-ball up, 3-ball heel, no. Going up high above the rim went to John Bowman for Warner Pacific. Up the near side comes Canifex, attacks the basket, turns, puts a shot up with a right hand miss. One and done again, rebound Paolo Thompson. He races down the near sideline. Gets all the way to the baseline, gets it outside the arc to Adams, goes outside again, far corner to Brunel. They'll reverse it back into the hands of Paolo Thompson. Onto the low block, Leaks, gets doubled, and he gets fouled. First foul of the game, it's going to go on Warner Pacific. It goes on Xavier Canifex. It'll be his first. Coyotes will go to Gibson Berryhill as Keon Paolo Thompson back in for the first time tonight. Shot clock will be at 20 coming out of the baseline inbound. 15:21 left first half. 6-5 the Coyotes lead. Coyotes looking to get the ball inbounded. They get it to Berryhill outside the arc. Brunel goes right down the left side of the lane. Beat his man off the dribble, and with the left hand scores. 8-5 Coyotes. Coyotes have the largest lead of the night for them. Both teams have had 3-point leads. Keaton Bankafir, the senior, at the hash mark along the near sideline. They go to Canifex, trying to get it into Bowman on the low block. They can't. Moving it back between the rings. Bethea has it, looking to the center of the floor. He threw it right to the hands of Talon Pinckney. Pinckney 1-on-3, waits for the trailer. Who's that? It's Roosevelt Adams. Steadies, shoots, 3, good! Roosevelt Adams, near angle 3. And out of the transition bucket, the Yotes have scored the last 7. They lead 11-5 here at home. Canifax along the far sideline. They lob to Bowman at the foul line. They go right back to Canifax, splits a double team, draws contact, and the basket good. Foul called on Aziz Leaks, I believe, on the reach, and Xavier Canifax going to the line for the Knights. We'll see who the reach is on. It is against the senior leader out of Las Vegas, Nevada. First foul on the Yotes goes against Leaks as the Knights go to their bench. Big Brandon Bell, junior transfer from that good Northern Iowa Community College program. He checks in for the first time tonight. Returning starter Josh Thomas comes off the bench for the Knights as well. First time we've seen Kadeem Minor, a senior out of Allen Hancock Community College down in California. Free throw up and home for Canifax. 11-8 the score. Canifax, good free throw shooter on the season. Man defense being played by the Knights. Is catching at the free throw line goes Berryhill, goes inside, backing down his Leaks, spins in the lane, scores. Kyle's getting it done on the low block here early on. It's 13-8. Leaks with 4, Brunel with 4, all of it coming inside of 3 feet. Thomas at quarter court along the far sideline working against the Coyote zone. Minor now goes far sideline at the hash mark to Canifax, well outside the arc. Works off a ball screen, skips it back outside. Catch by Colin Malcolm, then throws it back out to Thomas, goes right back Malcolm, inside for 2. Good ball movement that time by Warner Pacific College. Thomas with a quick pass on the give and go right back to Malcolm, who moved well without the basketball. 13-10 our score. We'll have a timeout at the next whistle. Off a screen, it's Berryhill at the high post outside the arc. Throw back to Nate Brunel. He'll split a double team, back his man to the basket, put it up and got fouled, and he'll have free throws when we come back. Timeout called on the floor with 13:32 left in the opening half. 13-10, the Coyotes have the lead. We're back after this on 99.1 ESPN Boise.
Time for Taco Bell Shoot for Breakfast competition. Our contestant Roddy Dubs will have 30 seconds to make a lane, free throw, and three-pointer. For every shot made, he'll win great prize, $30 in gift cards, courtesy Taco Bell. 3, 2, 1, go!
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Roddy. You've won $30 in gift cards for tonight's Taco Bell Shoot for Breakfast competition.
Back here inside the J.A. Albertson Activities Center, Matthew Donovan has checked into the lineup for the Coyotes. He's going to replace Aziz Leaks, as it'll be Nate Brunel at the line to shoot 2 free throws coming out of the timeout. C of I so far in this one, 6 of 12 from the field, 50%. Warner Pacific 4 of 11 for 36%. Rebound battle, that's the big key tonight. Coyotes with an 8-5 lead. Both teams a combined 2 of 12 from outside the arc as Brunel's free throw is good. 14-10 the score. The Coyotes' largest lead has been at 6 after a 7-0 run, erased an early 5-4 Knights lead. Berryhill, Brunel, along with Pinckney, Adams, and Donovan, the 5 for C of I, as the second free throw rims out for Warner Pacific. Knights stay with this same crew that they had on the floor. It's Kadeem Meyer, the senior. Gets it back between the circles to Xavier Canifax. He looks far sideline. Thomas pops out, free throw line extended. They go to the foul line. Bell kicks it back outside, then gets the return pass, missed the runner, but an offensive rebound pulled down by Colin Malcolm for the Knights. So a second crack at it for the team in Columbia Blue from Portland, Oregon. Josh Thomas, hands off, Canifax between the rings. Warner Pacific being very patient on this time. Into the paint, Canifax, free throw line runner, no. Brunel gets the defensive board for C of I. Good box out that time by the sophomore. Brunel take a dribble handoff from Talon Pinckney between the circles. They find Berryhill, throw it back into the hands of Brunel. He'll try the left side of the lane. He pushes off, and I think he will be called for a personal foul. It'll be a push-off on Nate Bruneel. It will be his first. Ivory Miles Williams to the floor for the first time tonight, the true freshman from Lapway. Also, it looks like Keon Palu-Thompson.
Coming into the game from College of Idaho, number 12, Ivory Miles Williams.
12:39 left here in the first half. The officials are coming over, and I think they're going to yell at some of the students along the far sideline to try to move those students back just a bit. And the officiating crew trying to find Athletic Director Regan Rossi, Associate AD Danielle Brazil, and I think they're going to go over and try to talk with the officials for a quick moment while we have the break. Point S Tire and Auto get to the point, a proud sponsor of Coyote basketball here tonight. Since they opened their first store in the Treasure Valley in 1966, they've offered the best brand tires at everyday low prices, including their location right here in Caldwell on 10th Avenue. Back to action, 4-point lead for the Coyotes. Along the far sideline, works Josh Thomas. Off a screen comes Kadeem Meyer. Now it's Canifax working against Gibson Berryhill. Right back out to Thomas with 14 to shoot. Shakes with a head and shoulder fakes. Drives into the paint, lost it, and it's stolen away. Donovan got a hand on it and went to the hands of Roosevelt Adams. Adams at the head of the key. Skip it to Miles Williams in the corner. He'll attack the basket. Little right hand floater for the true freshman goal. 15, 16, 10 Coyotes. Love it when you get the freshmen to get involved offensively. Near sideline goes Kadeem Meyer. Skip it to Thomas, far sideline outside the arc. Bell bounces right to the free throw line. Malcolm catches, shoots, and scores. Malcolm had 30 last weekend at home in a win against Corbin University. That was a season high. Miles Williams outside the arc, leading by 4 to Berryhill. He'll attack the lane. Stop, go right back outside the arc to Roosevelt Adams. Miles Williams lobs in. Donovan can't catch, and it's a turnover. For the Coyotes, that's something they've got to minimize. They're second of the night. Canifax between the rings, goes far side to Bell. Looking to the short corner, there's Malcolm inside, but left his little runner short. One and done again as Matt Donovan got the rebound. In transition, Adams finds Palu-Thompson, goes right down baseline, put up a right-hand jam, and it went off the back iron and spun all the way out into the crowd. If that goes down, the house explodes. Talk about explosiveness from Keon Palu-Thompson, but he missed the baseline jam going with the right hand. And it'll be Warner Pacific basketball. Oh boy, that could have been a rim rattler. As Canifax catches far sideline for the Knights. Comes off at a John Bowman pick. He'll attack the basket and draw a foul, and he's going to the line for 2 free throws. Ivory Miles Williams will pick up the foul. It'll be his first. And Warner Pacific, a team that gets to the foul line a lot on the season. In fact, the Knights averaging per ball game nearly 20 free throw attempts. Not the best free throw shooting team at 65% for the year. Canifax, though, one of their better free throw shooters at 80%. 18 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds per ball game. Very good from the field at 55%. Made the second one, though, in and out. 16-13, 11 minutes left first half. Gibson Berryhill to work against zone defense. And the Coyotes will run their zone 0. Outside the arc, they skip it to Berryhill. He's alone, wide open 3, clank for an iron, no. Long lead pass, though, thrown away. Right back to the hands of Berryhill. He finds Adams, and he's fouled on a 3-point attempt. DeJohn Bowman came out to contest the 3, and Roosevelt Adams is going to earn a trio from the free throw line. The 3 was missed by Berryhill. The Knights got the long rebound, but the outlet pass trying to find one of the teammates cherry picking wasn't thrown too far. And Gibson Berryhill was playing free safety for the Coyotes there. Got it and whipped it up floor. As Roosevelt Adams free throw rattles out. He's got 2 more coming. Adams, very good free throw shooter on the season for the Yotes at 84%. And made the second. Knights back with Montel Shirley, a returner for them from Pierce College in LA. Miles Williams going to sit down for the Yotes. Talon Pinckney returns for them. 17-13 Coyotes as Adams' third one rattles in. 5 off the bench for the leading scorer for the Yotes. It's 18-13. Little token backcourt pressure. The Yotes able to break it with Colin Malcolm bringing it up floor. Swing it near sideline. Montel Shirley off a high ball screen. He'll penetrate the lane, go bowling into one of the Coyotes, and they'll say out of bounds, C of I. Jared Valentine can't believe it. He thought it was tapped by one of the Coyotes. I felt the same thing. But the officiating crew says otherwise. And the Yotes will have possession after Warner Pacific turns it over for the 5th time. Talon Pinckney at the high post with a near angle dribble. Against zone, Berryhill goes along the far side. Pinckney to Palu Thompson, short corner. In the corner, it's 3 up. Adams, no. Rebound inside Bankafear for Warner Pacific. Canifex, who's yet to come out of the game, comes down the far sideline. The work off a Bowman pick. Instead, he'll go far corner into the hands of Montel Shirley. He's doubled there. Skip pass goes all the way over to Canifex, near angle outside the arc with 14 on the shot clock. Canifex acts, drives in with a head and shoulder fake. Pump shot up. They're going to call a jump ball, and the arrow goes to C of I. They said Dunafin tied him up on the way up. And Matthew Dunafin should get a good hand from Scott Garson. You'll see it right there if you're watching the live stream. Playing some outstanding low-post defense. Coyotes have 3 of their starters on the floor. Palu Thompson along with Leaks and Pinckney. Adams and Berryhill the other 2. That's Gibson Berryhill to Aziz Leaks in the near corner. Ball high above his head. They'll get it right back to the center circle. Pinckney finds Berryhill along the far sideline. 15 to shoot against zone defense being played by Warner Pacific. Attacking the zone goes Pinckney, turns in the paint, scores. Elevates from a 15-foot jump shot, and C of I has their largest lead of the night at 20-13. The Yotes doing it from inside the arc here tonight. Canifax, Thomas far sideline. Get it back into the hands of Bankafear at the head of the key. True dribbles with the left hand, spins off a screen, then goes on the low block to Bowman. Back out to Malcolm, he gets doubled, spins, fadeaway J, no. Leaks goes up, grabs the rebound. Aziz Leaks the board for the Yotes. C of I's going to run with Talon Pinckney. Gets to the three-point line, waits, lips it out to Palu Thompson, spins into the paint, gets to the foul line, launches and scores! Keon Palu Thompson into the score column. 6 in a row for the Yotes, and as Warner Pacific comes down floor, nearly gave it up. But Montel Shirley goes into the paint, finds the cutter, and the cutter is Kijan Bowman, and he lays it in. The Coyotes on a 6-0 run to get the lead to 9. Then the Knights counter. Yotes nearly had themselves a steal in front court. 22-15 with 8 minutes left here, first half. Near sideline outside the arc goes Berryhill. They'll reverse it to Adams at the right wing. Down to the baseline, it's Callan Pinckney, short corner jumper's good. Pinckney hasn't missed with the bounce, hasn't missed with a jump shot either. 24-15, 8 minutes left here, first half. Coyotes getting wide open looks and knocking them down. It's Canifex off a screen at the high post. Works outside the arc, left angle, Malcolm, now it's Bankafear. Steps back, thought about a 3, instead found Shirley near wing. He'll attack, shot blocked. Blocked inside by Adams. Put back will be fouled inside. Leaks got a swat, but I think it was with the body, and Keon Palu Thompson who is going to pick up the foul, and that's indeed the call. So it'll be the first on Palu Thompson, 4th on the Yotes. We'll have 2 free throws for John Bowman, who has struggled at times this year at the stripe for Warner Pacific College. Just a free throw shooter of 43% and clanks the first of 2 there.
College of Idaho, Jake Bruner and Nate Brunel.
Off the bench, Nate Brunel's checked back in. For the first time in nearly a month, Jake Bruner's back in. He's been missing time due to an ankle injury. Bowman's second is good. He's got 5. 24-16 the score. Great to see Bruner, bad ankle and all. Said he can jump off 2 feet really well. Trying to jump off 1 still, if it's that bad leg, is not the easiest. Talon Pinckney between the circles. Bounce pass goes in the hands of Leaks at the right elbow. Squares off, dribble handoff, goes back to Pinckney as he drove in on Bethia and dipped it back to the hands of Brunel. Now outside the arc, Pinckney with 8 to shoot. They go into the near corner, Paolo Thompson right back into the hands of Pinckney. He'll elevate, long three. Heel the rim, no. Morris Bethia, who's checked in, gets the long rebound. Comes down the near sideline, hands it off in the hands of Brandon Bell, the junior. To the free throw line, and Colin Malcolm will drive in on Leaks, put up a runner short, rebound Aziz Leaks for the Coyotes. Great interior defense that time by the senior. In transition, Brunel stops at the three-point line. Works Malcolm off the dribble, then brings it all the way out to Paolo Thompson at the head of the key. Pinckney crossover dribble, now drops it back to the hands of Brunel with 17 to shoot. They get it to Paolo Thompson, he'll attack, put it up, no, but he'll go to the line when we come back. Foul is called on Bowman, his second for Warner Pacific, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 6:42 left in the first half. It's the Coyotes 24, Warner Pacific 16. We're back after timeout, 99.1 ESPN Boise. Thank you, bud. Elsewhere around the Cascade Conference tonight, the Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owls make the trip to Salem. They'll take on Corbin University. That should be interesting. Same thing goes Northwest Christian and Southern Oregon, as both OIT and Southern have to hit the road here to start the month of January. Eastern Oregon plays host to Multnomah. That one should be a game that I would think first to 100 might win, and we'll see Multnomah tomorrow night. Last year Multnomah came here and played the stall game, and the Yotes took nearly 30 minutes to figure it out before picking up a victory. It's Keon Paolo Thompson out of the timeout at the free throw line. First one up and good, and the Yotes with their largest lead of the night equaled at 25-16. Paolo Thompson was fouled on the play, driving to the basket. He's got 3 on the night. Coyotes with balanced scoring so far, and they get to lead the double figures as he makes the second. 26-16 our score. Coyotes showing a little backcourt pressure as Malcolm and Bethia working out of backcourt. They get it right to the half-court stripe, and Bethia able to break it. Bounce pass goes to Canifax. He's just going to go through the lane, put up a wild shot. No, long rebound. The Yotes get it. Wild shot that time by Xavier Canifax, and it was Jake Bruner did a good job on the low block. Off a screen, Pinckney at the high post, gets all the way to the cup. Little left-hand runner, no. Rebound tipped around inside, went off of 2 Coyotes' hands. Finally in the hands of Brandon Bell. They list him at 6'4", 210. I would say he's more like about the 6'3", 220. He looks like a linebacker with a basketball between the circles. Works at the top of that zone. They'll lob it over the defense, and it's caught out there by Bethia. 10-point Coyote lead, 6 minutes left in the period. Canifax jumps into the lane, drew a little contact, then dumped it under the baseline. Bell goes in, tips it back with 2 on the shot clock. Malcolm at the horn, missed. Long rebound goes to the Coyotes as they will go out of bounds. Not a seat to be had along the far sideline here in the Activity Center, and you look upstairs, and a great crowd up there as well. I would say upwards tonight of at least 1,700. Largest non-NNU game of the year for the Yotes. Brunel out of the offensive set, working against man. They lob backdoor! Oh boy! Nate Brunel high in the air with a 2-hand flush. 28-16 Coyotes. He had to go way up to get that one. The Yotes with their largest lead of the night is outside the arc. Long 3 up by Bell, and that one's good. Step back 3 for Brandon Bell, 28-19. The lead is 9 with 5 minutes left in the half. Pinckney tried to pass inside. It was batted right back into his face. So reverse the basketball. Palu Thompson out to Leaks. He's going to try a three and hit it. Aziz Leaks from downtown. 7 for him. Answers the triple by Bell. 31-19, 12-point lead for the Coyotes here at home. Canifex between the circles to Bethia. Morris Bethia, the top 3-point man in the league, to Bankafir. He'll attack, dump it back to Bethia, spin dribbles into the paint. He tries and a whistle called on whom? It'll go on Pinckney for the Yotes, his first. 5 fouls on the Coyotes, 1 on 5 different players. Coyote basketball brought to you by our friends at Bacon. Brunch all day Tuesday through Saturday. Join them there at 7 in the morning tomorrow. Stay till 7 tonight, then come to the basketball game tomorrow. 5 different kinds of bacon, 121 North 9th in downtown Boise. Bankafir takes the inbound pass on the near sideline. They'll leave it all the way off to Morris Bethia, 25 feet from the basket. Right back to Bankafir. They go to Bell at the foul line. Steps back, pump fakes, fade away, contested J, no. Rebound goes into the hands of Talon Pinckney for the Coyotes. 4:10 left in the half. Coyotes lead is 12. They swing it to Brunel. Fakes on a three. Knifes through the paint. Kept the dribble alive. Then got it poked away and stolen by the Knights. It was stolen by Bethia at the other end. Canifex shot good. Xavier Canifex with the bucket. 31-21. And again, Scott Garson talked about it during the pregame show. Steals for Warner Pacific turn into points. That has been their ammo all season. Palu Thompson has it between the rings, so the near sideline to Pinckney. Comes off a ball screen set by Leaks. Now he'll attack, and then they'll call him for a push-off as he rubbed off of his man. Will be the second on Talon Pinckney. And 16 fouls on the Yotes. And it looks like Warner Pacific will use a timeout. We'll take one with them. 3:36 left first half. 31-21, the Coyotes have the lead. We're back after this on 99.1 ESPN Boise. The Coyotes have the lead with 3:36 left in the first half. Balanced scoring for the Yotes. Leaks and Brunel each have 7. Pinckney has 6, but he's on the bench with 2 personal fouls. Adams has 5. Warner Pacific, balanced scoring for them as well. Canifex with 6, Bowman with 5, Malcolm with 4. The Knights 8 of 24 from the field. The Coyotes 12 of 23. As Warner Pacific able to break the timeline off the backcourt pressure. They go inside Malcolm on a give and go with Xavier Canifex and scores. Warner Pacific trying to make a late half rally. 31-23. They've scored 4 straight. Outside the arc, long 3 for the Yotes, quickly put up by Nate Brunel. Missed the triple. Rebound to Canifex. He'll try to beat the Coyotes up the floor. Missed the bunny. Rebound inside. Who wants it? I think Leaks got it for the Yotes. Up floor comes Berryhill with 3 minutes exactly left in the period. 31-23 in favor of C of A. Against the number 16 ranked team in the nation. At the free throw line, they whip it in. Then they go to Leaks, spins into the paint, dump it right back. Palu Thompson alone, his 3, no. And the offensive rebounds for both teams are non-existent. Warner Pacific gets it as he comes up floor and a whistle. And it's a reach on the Coyotes, and Warner Pacific's going to the line. Gibson Berryhill going for a steal, got a piece of the body of Xavier Canifex. And he'll be at the line of the bonus for a 1-and-1.
Coming into the game.
Warner Pacific, it seems like year in and year out, you can get as big of a lead as you want, but they always have runs in them. And a few years back, Coyotes had about a 20-point lead inside the final 3 minutes. Warner Pacific got it all the way down to 4 at one point. As Canifax missed the 1-and-1, the front end. And Aziz Leaks with the rebound, his 7th already, 7.7 rebounds for the senior. Brunel between the circles, goes to the elbow and Leaks. Spins and hands off to Gibson Berryhill to Palu Thompson, far side. Beat his man off the dribble, up and under, but missed the runner. A little out of control that time. The rebound, Bethia for Warner Pacific. He stops, pop 3 in transition. No, follow jam, no good. And Adams, the rebound for the Coyotes. Up the near sideline, Berryhill for the Yotes. He has not scored tonight. Nate Brunel to the low block and Leaks. Bodies up on Bell, and he'll be fouled. Brandon Bell pick up the whistle, his first. Just the 5th foul on Warner Pacific. Keon Thompson sits down. Ivory Miles Williams, the guys with hyphens in their last name, exchange each other on the floor with 2:04 to go. Here before halftime, we'll recap the Lady Oats game. Boy, was that one a fun one tonight. As the inbound pass goes to Brunel near corner, trying to get it into Leaks and couldn't. So Miles Williams now leaks outside the arc, spins off a ball screen. Isolated is Aziz Leaks. They go to Berryhill, curls off a pick. Now finds Adams, nearly lost it, got it back, steps into a long 3, and got it to go! Adams kind of willed that one through the twine. Body English, like Carlton Fisk in the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds back in the mid-'70s at Fenway Park. 34-23 our score. Coyotes back to an 11-point lead as Bell catches at the free throw line. Bethia found him, turns and scores. He's got 5 off the bench, 34-25 the score. As Gibson Berryhill off a Leaks ball screen. Miles Williams bounce pass to Brunel, nearly lost it outside the arc. He'll wheel into the paint with the left hand, give it back out. Berryhill contested 3, no. Long rebound, Berryhill tries to keep it alive and does. Tipped in the hands of Roosevelt Adams, the Yotes get a fresh 30. They go right on the low block to Miles Williams. Bounce pass Leaks, lost it. And Warner Pacific able to track it down. Canifax down the near sideline. Bodies into the paint, finds Bethia. 3 on the way in transition, rattles out, and Leaks the rebound. So far tonight, Morris Bethia, 58% from distance on the year, 1 out of 4. Coyotes with a 9-point lead, 17-second differential between game and shot clock, and the Yotes working against man pressure. It's Brunel to Miles Williams outside the arc. They get it to Adams, head of the key. Thought about a 3, didn't take it, so they dump it to the baseline. Backing down goes Nate Brunel all the way into the paint. Turns, shot block. Got his rebound back. Skips it to Berryhill at the horn. Yes! As the shot clock expired, Gibson Berryhill gives the Yotes their largest lead of the night. 37-25 with 10 seconds left here in the first half. Bethia fakes on a 3. Canifax penetrates the lane. Drives in on Leaks, knocks him to the ground. Blocking foul called on the big man of the Yotes. With 1 second left before halftime.
22, Leaks.
Second on Leaks. Matt Donovan will come in after the first free throw. Yotes were hoping for a charging kill. Didn't get it. Leading 37-25. 2 free throws coming here for Xavier Canifax. First one up and good.
Matthew Donovan's back in
7 for him. He leads the Knights in scoring. 3 of 5 from the free throw line.
Still shooting.
Defense has been the key for C of A.
Xavier Canifax.
Really done a nice job. Canifax second one rattles home. 37-27. Yotes will get it inbounded. The horn will sound, and the Yotes at home for the first time in a month. Loving life at least here through 20 minutes. Your score at halftime. It's the Coyotes 37, Warner Pacific 27. We're back after timeout with our halftime report next on 99.1 ESPN Boise. You can go 3 minutes here if you want.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the court the College of Idaho Purple Illusion Dance Line.
Mike Sambert back with you here inside the J.A. Albertson Activity Center. Coyote basketball is brought to you, as we've mentioned tonight, by Mountain West Bank. Competitive interest rates, fast approvals. You'll love your home loan from Mountain West Bank as much as you love that new home. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Coyote basketball also brought to you by Brunel, Point S Tire and Auto. Their first store was open in 1966. You want an oil change, brake service, transmission flush, or you need the best brand tires at everyday low prices. Visit Point S Tire and Auto, their affiliate stores in Payette, in Parma, and also in Homedale. Also locations in Caldwell, Nampa, Meridian, and in Boise. That's get to the point. That's Brunel, Point S Tire and Auto. First half numbers here from the Activity Center, where the College of Idaho has a 37-27 lead on Warner Pacific College. Teams traded buckets early in this one as the lead changed hands on 4 different occasions. Warner Pacific taking their final lead of the first half at 5-4. But that's when the Coyotes got going. Talon Pinckney, Nate Brunel with baskets, and then a 3-ball from Roosevelt Adams got the CMI lead out to 11-5. After the Knights were able to cut the deficit down to a point on a Canifax free throw at the 11-minute mark here in the first half, the Yotes would respond, score 12 of the next 15 points, and it was capped by that alley-oop dunk from Talon Pinckney to Nate Brunel and gave the Yotes a 12-point lead. The Yotes would answer that lead late in the period after Warner Pacific had cut the lead down to 8 at one point. It was a long 3 that was drained by Gibson Berryhill before 2 Xavier Canifax free throws inside the final 2 seconds give Warner Pacific the final 2 points of the half and trail by a score of 37-27 here at halftime as the Coyotes try to improve to 7-1 here at home this season, try to win their 6th consecutive home game. And you think about things, friends, the fact that the C of I have played just 2 of their first 8 conference games, make that 2 of their first 9 conference games on this floor. The rest of the way, including tonight, the Coyotes will play 9 of their final 13 here at home, including tomorrow night against Multnomah University. And after a short trip to the Mid-Willamette Valley next week to go to Northwest Christian and Corbin, CMI will play an unheard of 5 straight home games here over the month of January. Eastern Oregon comes to town. Walla Walla comes in from a pair. Evergreen and Northwest come to town as well. It's going to be a lot of basketball. And remember, at the end of the season, it's Southern Oregon and Oregon Tech to finish out the regular season here at home. Boy, a great schedule for the Coyotes, and the best part is they play the bulk of those games right here in the Activity Center. For tickets, you can go to yodaathletics.com, click on the basketball ticket link at the top, purchase your tickets at home, print it off, and come here to the Activity Center. Again, at halftime, 37-27, the Coyotes have the lead. Come back, break down what else is going on around CMI Athletics. Lady Oats played Warner Pacific. We'll tell you how that wild one finished. Also, the swim team and the track team in action today. We'll get you caught up on those as well. We're live in Caldwell, live as our halftime show rolls on 99.1 ESPN Boise.
Fans, remember to support the College of Idaho by participating in Go Purple Fridays. If you wear your Coyote Purple into local participating businesses, you will receive discounts on goods and services. You can check out details by visiting gopurplegoyotes.com.
You can do it afterwards. (37-27), College of Idaho has the lead on Warner Pacific in the top 25 battle here in Caldwell. Elsewhere, earlier tonight, the Lady Oats trying to snap a 6-game losing streak and trying to win at home for the first time this year. Took on a Warner Pacific team in the top half of the conference standings. Lady Oats used a big run late in the first half to take a 5-point lead to the locker room, extended that lead out to as many as 11 in the third quarter, and got 2 huge buckets down the stretch from Jocelyn Cook-Cox as CFI stuns Warner Pacific 58-56 here at home. Maddie Holly with 12, Kiahi Roy had 11, Cook-Cox had 8 points and 10 rebounds in the victory for CFI as they go to 2-6 in conference play. Track team has day one over at the Edjacobi Invitational in Nampa. Big day for Chris Kostelecki, among the leaders in the men's heptathlon. 2,560 points after day one. Won the high jump in that 7-event marathon over 2 days. Haley Morse set a school record in the weight throw today, throwing that 20-pound weight 50 feet and 9 inches. Also going on right now in Salem, Oregon, it is the swim team taking on Willamette. You can find complete results on that one later on tonight on yoteathletics.com. We'll step aside for a final time here at halftime. Come back, break down the first half numbers as the Yotes lead 37-27. We're back from Caldwell following timeout on 99.1 ESPN Boise.
How you had to switch lenses, was it because of where you were standing?
Break down the first half numbers here from the Activity Center in Caldwell. The Coyotes with a 37-27 lead on Warner Pacific here at halftime. The Yotes 14 of 30 from the field, 47%. The Coyotes 4 of 16 from long range, just 25%, made 5 of their 7 free throws. Warner Pacific well below their season average, made just 33% of their field goals, 10 of 30. They were 2 of 8 from long range, made 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Rebound battle led by the Coyotes, 22-16, and both teams with 3 offensive boards. C of I forced 6 turnovers, got 9 points off the miscues. Warner Pacific 5 turnovers forced, and they scored 7 off of those. Individually for the Yotes, they were led in the first half by 8 off the bench from Roosevelt Adams. He added 3 rebounds, 7 points, 8 boards from Aziz Leaks, including a 3. Nate Brunel, 7 points in the first half for the Coyotes. Talon Pinckney, 6 points, 3 rebounds, a couple assists before he had to leave due to foul trouble. He's the only Coyote, he and Aziz Leaks with 2 personals. Keon Palu-Thompson with 4, Gibson Berryhill a 3, Ivory Miles Williams with a 2 as well. Warner Pacific balanced scoring for them. Their leading man, Xavier Canifax, had 8, but he was just 2 of 7 from the field. They got 6 from Colin Malcolm on 3 of 8 shooting, 5 each for Dejan Bowman, also from Brandon Bell, and a 3 from Morris Bethia. Warner Pacific, only 1 guy in foul trouble. That's Dejan Bowman. He has 2 personal fouls. Interesting numbers in this one as you look deeper inside the contest. The fact that for Warner Pacific, got to be able to shoot the basketball here in this second half. The Knights were watching as the Coyotes had 17 scores on 36 possessions. Warner Pacific tonight, 12 scores on 37. So that was a big key. Scott Garson wanted to try to have more opportunities than Warner Pacific. It's even at halftime, but the Coyotes, using that rebound game and scoring off of those miscues, have that 10-point lead. The crowd fueled that first half run as well. C of I looks like they will have their original 5 coming out to start the second half. Leaks Halsey, along with Brunel, Palo Thompson, and Pinckney. Warner Pacific, Malcolm out there, Bethia, Bowman, Bankafear, and also Canifax. Warner Pacific in the powder blue tops with the black numerals trimmed in white will be going from your left to your right as you look at your radio dial. The Coyotes in the home whites. Gold numerals trimmed in purple as the Warner Pacific against Coyote zone defense have the basketball. And all of a sudden, shot clock didn't start. So they'll put it down to 25. Warner Pacific head man Jared Valentine not happy. They were trying to run a set play. Now they'll have to start it all over again. Morris Bethia ran that same play as he'll dribble handoff to Canifax outside the arc. Not seeing many back picks for the Knights as Malcolm attacks on Aziz Leaks, draws contact, no foul called, but he scores. Malcolm the deuce, he's got 8, that leads the Knights, and it's 37-29. Coyotes have the lead, they've trailed just twice on the contest. Leaks at the free throw line, rubs it out to the near sideline, and Talon Pinckney, ball reversal into the corner to Palo Thompson with 14 on the shot clock. Halsey catches at the foul line. Brunel pops out to the near side, then into the corner to Pinckney with 8. Off a screen, long 3, up and in! First triple of the night for Keon Palo Thompson. 40-29, he was 0 of 4 from outside the arc in that first half. The triple for the Coyotes there, their 6th of the night. Off a high ball screen comes Canifax, drives right in on Brunel, forced up a shot and it rattled in. Xavier Canifax the bucket, 40-31 our score, 9-point lead for the Coyotes. Pinckney has it near angle, hands off into the hands of Brunel. They'll pull it back out between the rings against man pressure to Keon Palo Thompson. Palo Thompson off a ball screen set by Aziz Leaks, dump it into Halsey, now back outside the arc with 12 to shoot for Talon Pinckney. Waits for a double team to happen, now knifes to the elbow, stop, goes back out again, turns, Palo Thompson, wild 3, way off the mark, no good. Long rebound pulled down by Bethia as he'll race up the sideline. Gets stopped by a Coyote, dump it out for a Bankafear 3. The big man splashes it down. First points of the night for Keaton Bankafear, and all of a sudden Warner Pacific's back within 6. 30-24, the closest they've been since the game was at 18-13. Warner Pacific, 3 field goals made on 3 possessions. Far sideline goes Pinckney trying to dump a pass onto the low block. It gets kicked away with 14 to shoot. We think the shot clock may get reset to 15. Or will it get reset to 20? It will go back to 20. Warner Pacific converting on their first 3 possessions of the half. A team that offensively is very good on the year, 49% from the field. Palo Thompson, head of the key, back to Pinckney. He'll attack on Bethia, take it right at the basket, find Brunel, steps into a 3 and hits. Nate Brunel, corner 3, he's got 10. 43-34, Coyotes have hit 2 threes here in the second half. Little backcourt pressure, broken there by the Knights as a shot and a blocking foul again called on Leaks. As Malcolm drove in, the officials are going to talk about it. Scott Garson can't believe it. Leaks was waiting for Malcolm to come through the lane. And waiting, and then finally said he did not keep his feet set. And the kid from Las Vegas, the league's leading rebounder, not happy as he comes off the floor. We'll see if Warner Pacific now tries to go into John Bowman. Their 6'6" seed here. As Bankafear lobs in, they dump it back all the way out to the 3-point stripe, and Malcolm lobs right back. Bethia tries baseline, and that time a charge call as Bethia bowled over Matthew Donovan at 6'6", 245 pounds. As Bethia picks up the whistle. It is his first. Coyotes leading by 9 at home, 2.5 minutes into the second half with the basketball as Roosevelt Adams has returned to replace Halsey. Near sideline, Pinckney drives right past Bethia and he picks up a foul. Little hand check on the near sideline. 2 quick fouls here in the second half for the Knights and they're going to their bench. Back in comes Brandon Bell. Back also comes Josh Thomas as they will go small. They will sit Bowman down. They'll also sit Bethea down. As the officials are going to come over. As they're going to chalk with the official scores in turn of who the foul was called at the other end of the floor. Wanted to make sure they had it correct. Council inbound near sideline. Zone going to be played by the Knights. Bounce pass to Paolo Thompson at the free throw line. The runner, no. Rebound inside, still on the floor. And a whistle and a foul as they come up floor. A little ticky-tack hand check. Donovan is going to pick up the reach. One of those little touches as the guy comes up floor. Donovan will pick up the whistle, his first, second of the half on the Yotes. A lot more whistles so far here in the first 3 minutes. We saw in that entire first half. 43-34 Coyotes. 17 minutes exactly left in the ball game. As the Coyotes taking on a very good Warner Pacific team. Xavier Canifax threw it away, penetrated the lane, and then threw a pass that got intercepted by Talon Pinckney. Pinckney stops three-point line, swing it outside the arc to Paolo Thompson. Off a Roosevelt Adams screen, goes to Pinckney right back near angle where Adams puts up a three, threw up an air ball that time. Donovan tried to keep it alive as he went bowling into one of the Coyote cheerleaders, but to no avail as he was standing on the sideline, and they'll go to Warner Pacific College. Coyotes 6 of 20 from outside the arc against the Warner Pacific defense. From inside the arc tonight, the Coyotes 10 of 15. That's good. Little full court pressure put on, and the Yotes able to get a steal. Roosevelt Adams somehow came away with it, but he looks a little gimpy. Can't pick up his right hand. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down. Adams just trying to get up and down the floor. Right hand hanging limp to his side. They swing it near corner. Canifax, that's not a good sign. Outside the arc, works Josh Thomas. Canifax penetrates. Stopped by Donovan, out for a long three, no good. And Roosevelt Adams working up floor. Brunel stops the dribble. Adams, bad hand and all, catches near corner. He'll put the three up and hit it! Playing through the pain, Roosevelt Adams equals the Coyotes' largest lead, 46-34. Up floor, Bankafear. In transition, catches, puts up a long three, drained it. And a timeout called by the Knights. Coyotes going to look at Roosevelt Adams, see how that hand is. As the Knights call a timeout, it is a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. With 15:32 left in the ball game, Coyote basketball brought to you by Bacon. You want bacon? That's where to head. Berry Hill Bacon, Spicy Hot Bacon, Carabata Bacon, Maple Rosemary Bacon, that's Candy Bacon, and the best Bloody Mary in the city of Boise. That's Bacon, 121 North 9th in downtown Boise. Head there for breakfast tomorrow from 7 until bacon later is done at 7 p.m. Coyote basketball also brought to you by Skog Law. You have a friend at Skog Law. They won the largest amount of work comp injury in the state of Idaho's history, offering free answers and clearly explaining their legal needs. That's Skog Law, SKAUG Law, SKAUG Law.com. Now, basketball also brought to you by Neil Allen Fine Jewelry, the place to find the perfect engagement ring, your custom jewelry headquarters in historic downtown Nampa. Why buy a diamond anywhere else? 46-37 in favor of the Coyotes. As the Yotes got the three by Adams, he has stayed in the game despite looked like he had hurt his right hand. As Paolo Thompson against man defense to the free throw line, and Talon Pinckney back outside the arc. Adams comes off a big ball screen, kicks it in the corner. Brunel, three, that one's good. Second three of the night in the second half for Nate Brunel. 49-37, Brunel has 13, that leads the Coyotes. 15 minutes left in the ball game. Canifax to Bell near angle. They'll put it on the floor with a right hand dribble, throw a pass, and he threw it away. Threw it over the head of Canifax into the football team standing along the far sideline. Gibson Berryhill to check in. Keon Paolo Thompson, who's provided a good spark here in the second half, returns. So for the Yotes, Pinckney, Adams, Berryhill, Donovan, Brunel, they're 5. Near sideline works Nate Brunel. Bounce pass outside the arc. They go backdoor again. This time the alley-oop dunk no good for Brunel, but he was able to track down the rebound and draw a timeout. They went backdoor lob again to Brunel, but he couldn't collect the basketball as he was above the iron. Missed it, but got his own rebound. And with 28 on the shot clock, the Coyotes will get a fresh crack at it with 14:38 left in the ballgame, leading by 12. Coyote basketball, as we've mentioned, brought to you by Stewart's Bar and Grill. We'll be down there on Monday night for the Scott Garson Coaches Show. Stop by, meet Coach, meet some of the players. We'll be there every Monday night the rest of the regular season and into the postseason. That's from 6 to 7 p.m. Stewart's Bar and Grill, 2805 Plain Street. Follow them on Facebook at Stewart's Bar and Grill, on Twitter at Stewart's2C. And be reminded, Stewart's now open on Sunday starting at 11. Have a little breakfast, have a little brunch, have some dinner. Stewart's Bar and Grill, proud sponsor of Coyote basketball. Bowman has returned for Warner Pacific. Bethea's out there along with Thomas. Colin Malcolm, but I'm guessing Canifax is the other. No, the other is Montel Shirley, so Canifax sits down for the first time all night. Far sideline out of the timeout works Berryhill for the Yotes. Adams head of the key into the corner to Brunel. Work off an Adams pick outside the arc. They'll reverse it far side in the hands of Talon Pinckney. Pinckney bounce pass. He was trying to get it in to Matthew Donovan, and it thrown past Donovan and out of bounds. Turnover, Coyotes, they're 6th. So the Yotes with 6 turnovers, Warner Pacific with 10. The Coyotes outscored Warner Pacific 9-7 on those miscues. That was a chance for C of I to get their largest lead of the night. As working up floor comes Josh Thomas. Nearly traveled at the center circle. Gives a little easy pass into the hands of Bankafir, who has returned replacing Malcolm. Keaton Bankafir, a couple threes here in the second half. Stops the dribble, hands it back off in the hands of Montel Shirley. Now it's Thomas, penetrates the lane, shot up, no good. Tapped up by Bowman, no good. Donovan got the rebound for the Yotes. Talon Pinckney races up the middle of the floor for the Coyotes off a Donovan pick. Throws it far side to Berryhill. His pass got tipped, and it's stolen away by Shirley. He'll go coast to coast, put up a shot, and count it in transition. Josh Thomas, his first off the bench. And a whistle, as it looks like Thomas came up a little gimpy underneath the Warner Pacific basket. Coyote training staff, Alyssa Fry gonna hustle down and check on the Warner Pacific player. We'll have an extended delay as we are under 14 minutes and should have the under 14 timeout. And that is, we'll see if the officials will do so. And they said the earlier timeout burned the media. So interesting. It's always the fun thing to see the women's game and the men's game where that doesn't happen in the second half. So we won't have the under 14 timeout tonight. 10-point lead. C of I will walk up floor. Talon Pinckney has it center circle, waiting for Matthew Donovan to set a big ball screen. Split the double team. Launches from the elbow, front iron. No! Putback jam won't go for Roosevelt Adams. And the long rebound tracked down by Bethea for Warner Pacific. They'll flip it in the hands of Bankafir. Crossover dribble along the far sideline. Bowman at the head of the key. Goes to Canifax with a left hand, no. Put back Bowman, yes. Dejon Bowman, the rebound basket. 49-41. 4 in a row for the Knights. Brunel between the circles for the Yotes. Dribble handoff to Gibson Berryhill at the free throw line. Adams now left angle, puts it on the floor with a right hand, right back in the hands of Pinckney. 10 to shoot for the Coyotes, working against the man pressure. Setting a ball screen, out high goes Matthew Donovan, splitting the double team when Pinckney works, wheels, shoots, short, rebound Warner Pacific. Up floor, Bankafir in transition. Stops at the hash mark along the long far sideline. Looking to the low block, can't find a player there, so they'll dump it to the high post, and Minor, who's checked in. To the baseline, there goes Canifax through traffic. Back out to Bethea with 15 on the shot clock. Morris Bethea with a left-hand dribble. Will swing it over to Canifax. It goes right past his man, drives into the paint, looked like traveling, should have been called. They don't, and he floats it up and in and got fouled. And Warner Pacific within 6, as close as they've been in a long while. As the foul called on Matthew Donovan, it will be his second. Xavier Canifax now with 12, that leads the Knights. Pinckney going to sit down along with Donovan as Warner Pacific on a 6-0 run. Their longest and best run of the night so far. Trying to get it back within 5. Canifax free throw, no good. Roosevelt Adams the rebound for the Coyotes. Canifax missed 3 freebies tonight. He's an 80% free throw shooter. Adams between the circles for C of I, needing a bucket on this possession. The Knights have scored 6 straight. Off the screen, Brunel, head of the key, 3, no. And there's not a rebounder underneath for the Yotes. Minor the rebound for Warner Pacific. Up floor comes Canifax. They get it to the short corner, and Bankifer will reverse it all the way out on top. Spin dribble into the paint for Canifax. Out for an NBA 3, no good. Leaks got the defensive rebound for the Coyotes. After the long 3 missed by Bethea in transition, Adams, he's going to attack the hopper. Goes underneath, flips it up and in. 13 for Roosevelt Adams. Big basket for the Coyotes. 51-43. 11:30 left in the ball game. That was a great transition bucket that time for the Yotes. Bethea in the center circle for Warner Pacific. Bankafir gets it to Bowman right at the free throw line. Turns, goes baseline to Canifax. He goes past Aziz Leaks, goes up, looked like he traveled. They didn't call it. Bowman missed the shot. Rebound goes in the hands of Leaks for the Coyotes. Up floor comes Gibson Berryhill, waits for the trailer. It's Adams, pull up from 22, yes! Timeout Coyotes is Roosevelt Adams from way downtown. 54-43 Coyotes. 10:59 left in the ball game. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. Huge triple there for the Yotes. Coyote basketball brought to you by Point S Tire and Auto. Get to the point. Locations in Caldwell on 10th Avenue, Gateway Center on Nampa Boulevard, on Meridian Road in Meridian. And again, Payette, Parma, and Homedale, their affiliate stores. Get to the point. That's Brunel, Point S Tire and Auto. 54-43. The Coyotes have the lead with 10:40, make it 10:59 left in this basketball game. See my good friend Jay Tuss from KTVB Channel 7 stopping by. We were talking TV here earlier today. Bob Akamian from Root Sports was in town. Root Sports is going to broadcast the Cascade Conference Men's and Women's Championship game this year. It'll be on TV all across the Northwest. Both of these teams definitely in the running to possibly play in that game and or host that game. So it's fun to see Bob and talk a little basketball. As Kadeem Meyer drives into the paint, charging going to be called. Split a double team, and Aziz Leaks waited that time, and Minor just blew him up in the middle of the paint. Turnover, Warner Pacific. As the Yotes used a 2-1-2 trap that time, the Knights did a good job getting the ball to the middle of the paint to be able to break the trap out of backcourt. But Minor way out of control as he drove in. Malcolm back in, Bethea Canifax, Bankafir, and Bowman starting 5 on the floor for the Knights, trailing by 11 again. Nate Brunel at the head of the key with a crossover dribble, split 2 bodies, and then got stripped himself. Bankafir with the steal. Up floor comes Canifax, drew contact, no foul was called, but he flung it up and in. 14 for Xavier Canifax. 54-45 ended the 5-0 run for the Yotes. Adams at the head of the key for the Coyotes. Far sideline, Gibson Berryhill, and away from the basket, a holding call going to be called on the dark shirts. Bowman's third for Warner Pacific. Ivory Miles Williams, Jake Bruner, both set to check in for C of I. Sitting down goes Brunel and Adams. As the Yotes will try to spell them a little breather. See what the Yotes can do at the 10:20 mark, leading by 9. Bowman going to sit back down. Big Brandon Bell checks in. Inbound pass goes right into Aziz Leaks. He gets fouled again. Don't know if it was on a shot or not. The foul was called on Bethea, his third. I think it'll be a baseline inbound for the Yotes. So C of I will do it again with Berryhill at the right block underneath the bucket. Tyler Thompson, Brunel, Miles Williams, Leaks, the other 4 for the Yotes. They go right inside. Berryhill, give and go. Corner 3, wide open, missed. Rebound pulled down by Canifex. That was a good design play for the Yotes. Xavier Canifex stops at the head of the key on Paolo Thompson. Bell, the lefty, steps into a 15-foot J. It's no good. Aziz Leaks another rebound, his 11th. Up floor, Berryhill splits a double team, goes right at the cup, lays it in. Hesitation, dribble for Gibson Berryhill. He's got 5. 56-45 is at the other end. It's Canifex split a double team, missed it again. Rebound Leaks for the Coyotes. Outlet to Berryhill down the near sideline. To the corner and Paolo Thompson. He'll wait for Leaks to come, set a big high ball screen, and then a whistle away from the bucket will be the 6th on the Knights. It'll be on Bell trying to work through that high ball screen, and the Yotes are going to shoot free throws the rest of the way at the 9:37 mark. Coyotes a 67% free throw shooting team. Berryhill gets the inbound pass at the center circle. And he'll get doubled there and turned it over. Bethea in transition, nearly gave it up as Colin Malcolm tries baseline. Waits and throw it right to Gibson Berryhill, so he gives it right back. Oh boy. Berryhill attacks, and that's going to be a charge. As he used his offhand, put it right in the chest of Morris Bethea. Pushed him on his backside and a turnover for the Yotes. 4th team foul of the half, 2nd on Berryhill. That could have, tough possession there for the Yotes. They could have gotten their largest lead of the night. 9:15 left in this one. It's been everything we expected. Top 2 teams in the standings coming into tonight's play. Warner Pacific at 8-1, the Coyotes at 6-1. Bethea near angle, goes to the free throw line. Bell drives in on Leaks, bodies up, blocked, got his own rebound, no, 3rd try, blocked again! Blocks by Leaks and Paolo Thompson. Bruner got the rebound. Up floor to Paolo Thompson, far sideline. Waits for a double team, swings it near side to Ivory Miles Williams. Looking for Bruner on the low block, couldn't, so it's Leaks at the head of the key. 15 to shoot against a little zone pressure. Paolo Thompson near angle, steps in, inside the arc. Long 2, no good. Rebound and a whistle. Miles Williams is tangled up on the low block with Bankafir. It'll be one of the 12s that gets called for the foul. And I think it's the 12 for the Yotes. And so the foul goes on Ivory Miles Williams, his 2nd. Substitutions for Warner Pacific. First time we've seen Kerry Williams, a junior transfer from Moorpark College in California. Dejan Bowman back in as well. Canifax out there as well. He's led the way for the Knights. He's got 14. And he'll go right past the Coyote into the paint. And charging call! Aziz Leaks taking his 2nd charge in as many possessions. And Xavier Canifax out of control. Picks that whistle up.
Xavier Canifax, his 2nd personal.
Turnovers galore tonight for Warner Pacific. As on the baseline, the Coyotes will inbound, come 94 feet. Up the middle of the floor works Talon Pinckney. Uses a left-hand dribble against man pressure. Jake Bruner right back to Pinckney. He's doubled along the far sideline. Goes in, Leaks with possession! 2-hand rim rattler! Aziz Leaks gives the Yotes their largest lead of the night at 58-45. 8 minutes exactly to play. Far sideline, Williams double team. They go into Bowman, goes right at Leaks, turns with a right hand, finishes. John Bowman quiets the crowd, he's got 9. 58-47 inside the final 8 minutes. And a whistle called is coming off a high ball screen. Bankafir going through one of the Yotes. See if it's Miles Williams or if it will be Talon Pinckney going to the stripe. Looks like it's the freshman, Ivory Miles Williams, to shoot a 1-and-1. Ivory Miles Williams on the season for the Coyotes from the free throw line. 5 of 10. No, it's going to be Talon Pinckney getting the 1-and-1. I thought it was going to be Miles Williams. Pinckney on the season, 73% from the stripe. Free throw up and good. First attempt from the line here in the 2nd half for the Coyotes. In fact, only 1 free throw has been attempted in the 2nd half before this mark. That was a miss by Xavier Canifax for Warner Pacific. Second one, no good. A tap by Leaks, and he kept it alive to himself. So the Coyotes with a fresh 30. As Pinckney goes right past his man, attacks the cup, lays it in! Alan Pinckney off the bounce. Then the steal, as it was Paolo Thompson who got a steal out of backcourt, and the Coyotes, do they get a timeout or a jump? They get the jump, and it's Coyote basketball. That was a weird flurry. As Paolo Thompson jumped the inbound pass for the Knights. Got the steal, then after a miss, he was able to tie up the Warner Pacific player on the bottom of the pile. 14 turnovers for the Knights. In fact, I think that number is probably closer to 17. Matthew Donovan going to check in for Leaks. That's a good timeout for Scott Garson, knowing the under 7 coming up shortly. 61-47 Coyotes. 7:26 left. Pinckney set to inbound. Waiting to try to lob it in, and he threw it away. Threw it right in the hands of Keaton Bankafear. He's going to go coast to coast, and he'll thought he was going to get to the free throw line, but won't, as Ivory Miles Williams will reach in from behind and foul him. It will be the 6th team foul on Warner Pacific, on the Yokes. 7:22 left in the ball game, and Jared Valentine now wants to use a full timeout. Timeout on the floor. 7:22 left in the ball game. 61-47 our score. We're back after this on 99.1 ESPN Boise. Coming out of the timeout, 7:22 left in the ball game, 61-47. The Coyotes have the lead on Warner Pacific College. And the Coyotes for the ball game shooting 45%, 23 of 51. Warner Pacific for the night, 39%, 19 of 48. Both teams shooting around the 33% mark from outside the arc. Warner Pacific at 4 of 12. The Coyotes 9 of 25. On the baseline, Warner Pacific to inbound. As it'll be Keaton Bankafear to trigger that inbound pass. The 5-second count on. They finally get it into Dejan Bowman. Now Malcolm through traffic goes right past Matthew Donovan and scores. He's the double figures. 61-49, 10 for Bowman. As the Yotes able to break the timeline with Talon Pinckney. Roosevelt Adams, Keon Paolo Thompson, Matthew Donovan, Ivory Miles Williams, they're 5. Donovan has it between the circles. Shot clock trimmed down to 10, and they'll put it out to the high post. And Pinckney playing catch with Paolo Thompson, who attacks, pulls up. Long J, no. Donovan, the putback! As the shot clock expired, the senior lays it in. 63-49, back to a 14-point lead for the Coyotes. Morris Bethia, their top three-point shooter. To Bankafear's hit a couple in the half. They go to the foul line. Malcolm from there, no. Rebound. Paolo Thompson went over the outstretched hands of Dejan Bowman. Up the far sideline, a whistle, and the shot clock did not reset. 4th time tonight we've had an issue with that.
Back into the game for your College of Idaho.
6:21 left in this one. 63-49. Hey, got to give our cable crew a break. It's first game they've had in a month. Got to get them back into the flow. The Coyotes will work against zone defense, 20 on the shot clock. Nate Brunel is checked back in as they play catch against the zone along the far sideline. 14 on the shot clock. Pinckney now at the high post, working off a Donovan pick. No look pass. Brunel fakes on a 3 in the corner with 7. It's Pinckney through traffic. Little left-hand floater. No. Roosevelt Adams, the offensive rebound. The Yotes will run another 30. Inside the final 6 minutes, 63-49 Coyotes. The Yotes did a good job of running their set plays against the zone. Brunel between the rings, center of the floor, reverses it right back to the hands of Keon Palu-Thompson right in front of us. 13 to shoot. Pinckney puts it on the floor, rubs off a Donovan pick, waits with 7 to shoot to Palu-Thompson right through the teeth of the lane, drew contact, missed the shot, long rebound, tipped around. Palu-Thompson has it for the Yotes, and they'll go for a 3rd possession here, and the clock can be inside of 5 minutes before the Coyotes have to put up a shot. 3rd offensive rebound for the Coyotes. They lead the boards by 9-0. Pinckney near angle outside the arc. Keon Palu-Thompson works off a ball screen. Roosevelt Adams attacks. Goes to Brunel in the corner with 8 to shoot. Nate Brunel off a ball screen. Drives to the baseline. Steps into the corner. Launches. Threw up an air ball. Rebound pulled down by the Knights, but the Yotes use nearly 90 seconds as Canifax goes coast to coast. Missed the runner. Donovan, big board inside for C of I. Warner Pacific used 10 seconds. As they come up floor, a frustration foul called on the Knights. There'll be free throws coming for C of I. The foul called on Canifax, his 3rd. 1-1 at the line, I believe, here for Talon Pinckney. As Aziz Leaks returns, he will replace Matthew Donovan. Played some huge minutes. And we'll wait to see if it's a 1-1 or not for Pinckney, who goes to the line. Free throw up, good. Earns a 2nd. So it was a 1-1 for Pinckney. 10 for him, he's the double figures again. Brunel with 13, Adams with 16 to lead the way. As both of them good. Coyotes leading 65-49, their largest lead of the night. 4:30 left in the ball game. Xavier Canifax penetrates the lane. Swings it back outside. Bankafir contested 3, no good. Rebound and a whistle and a reach. We'll see who they catch. It's Brunel on the reach, his 2nd. And it's going to be Dejan Bowman, just a 43% free throw shooter, going to the line for Warner Pacific. Bowman tonight for the Knights, 9 points and a team high 6 rebounds. 1 of 2 from the line in that first half. As his free throw on the way, no good. Adams clears for the Yotes. And C of I leading by 16 with 4:10 left in the ball game. Going to run a little clock, I would think, again. This is unlike anything Warner Pacific's seen all year. They lost by 13 at Lewis Clark State. As Roosevelt Adams catches, puts up a long-range 3, no good. Their worst loss was at Hope International. That's a very good team. 4 minutes left as Canifax beats the Coyotes up floor. Takes it right at the hopper and scores. 65-51. It's Pinckney off a ball screen at the high post, working against zone. Roosevelt Adams into Leaks, bodies up. Dunk for Aziz Leaks on the low block to get himself another double-double. Timeout, Scott Garson. Coyote fans can feel it. 3:43 left in the ball game. Timeout called with a score. The Coyotes 67, Warner Pacific 51. We're back after timeout, 99-1. ESPN Boise. $67-51 in favor of the Coyotes with 3:43 left in this ball game. The board says on the far side that the Yotes have hit 10 threes. They've hit 9 tonight. So hopefully someone can get up there and fix that blimpy sign up there, one of our proud sponsors here locally in the Activity Center. Warner Pacific working against a little backcourt pressure, able to break it with Kadeem Minor. He drives into the paint. Montel Shirley goes right back to Minor, and his pass gets tipped away with 19 to shoot. 51 scored tonight by Warner Pacific. This is a team that scored 100 points this season twice, averaging nearly 90 a night. Off the inbound, Minor trying to get it in, and he will have to use a timeout. Timeout on the floor, still 3:31 left in the ball game. 67-51 our score. We're back after timeout, 99-1 ESPN Boise. Back here inside the J.A. Albertson Activity Center in Caldwell. Back here inside the J.A. Albertson Activity Center in Caldwell. 67-51 the Coyotes.
You could please take down that 10th three. We actually have 9 threes for the game.
As off the inbound pass, the lob nearly taken away by the Coyotes. It is stolen by Keon Paolo-Thompson in backcourt, and he will take it coast to coast for 2. 69-51. They tried to fling a pass into the backcourt. It got tipped by Nate Brunel. The Yotes lead now is 18, their largest of the night. 3:10 to go as Keaton Bankafear tries baseline. Whips it around to Kadeem Meyer along the baseline. He'll stop, wait, force up a wild shot. No, rebound Roosevelt Adams again for the Coyotes. And as Adams is trying to get past one of the Knights, a frustration foul called on the team in Columbia Blue. We'll see who the whistle is on. I think it's going on Kadeem Meyer. It will be his second. It'll be 2 shots at the other end of the floor for the Coyotes' leading scorer and their top free throw shooter in Roosevelt Adams. 69-51 with 3 minutes left. As the Coyotes have put on a defensive clinic tonight against Warner Pacific as the free throw no good. Malcolm back in, Bell as well for the Knights. Forcing 16 turnovers have the Coyotes. That has been a big key, and they have a plus 10 edge on the glass, including 9 offensive rebounds. Adams uncharacteristically misses both free throws, and Colin Malcolm gets the rebound for Warner Pacific College. Montel Shirley outside the arc, bounce pass goes to Bell, head of the key 3, and he hit it. Brandon Bell's got 8 off the bench, 69-54. Keon Paolo-Thompson gets double teamed right in front of us and has to use a timeout with 2:45 to go. Smart move there by the junior transfer from Lower Columbia College. Best part about Keon Paolo-Thompson, I love the fact when we were at Evergreen on Saturday night, had to have had at least 50 friends, relatives, family, you name it, in attendance there at the Costantino Recreation Center. Boy, was it an outstanding, fun night. That was definitely the case. Elsewhere around the Cascade Conference here tonight, still waiting a score from Eastern Oregon and Multnomah. For some reason, their live stat feed not working well here tonight. The other games around the league, those games are well underway. Corbin and Oregon Tech, that should be an interesting one. They're at halftime. Corbin with the home lead, 37-30 on number 20th-ranked Oregon Tech. Nearing halftime, Southern Oregon on the road, leading defending conference champ Northwest Christian 31-22. And still no score from Multnomah and Eastern Oregon. That's the inbound out of backcourt, and they'll pull it all the way out into almost to the end line underneath the Warner Pacific basket. 2:30 left in the ball game. Man pressure being played by the Knights. Aziz Leaks has the ball at the high post with 8 to shoot. He'll hand it off to Nate Brunel, now into the hands of Pinckney. He'll split a double team, little floater in traffic. No, but the tap is good inside for Aziz Leaks. 13 for him. 71-54 our score. Malcolm skip pass goes in the hands of Canifax. Out to Bell again, even further out, missed that one. Rebound goes to Roosevelt Adams, and with 2 minutes left, Scott Garson, the Coyotes can smell this one. 71-54. Leaks outside the arc. Looking right, throws back left in the hands of Keon Palu-Thompson. 17-point lead for the Coyotes. I don't think anyone expected this one. Far sideline off a ball screen comes Pinckney. He'll go all the way to the hopper, lays it up. No. Rebound pulled down by the Knights and a foul called on C of I. With 1:37 left, Talon Pinckney's going to get called for a reach. It'll be a 1-and-1 at the other end of the floor for Colin Malcolm. First chance he's had to go to the free throw line here in the second half. Malcolm with 10 on the night, one of only 2 Warner Pacific players in double figures. And the Coyotes below their season average in scoring, but the top defensive team in the Cascade Conference, boy, are they making a statement here tonight. Malcolm on the season, 64% from the line. His free throw on the way looked way strong, was way strong. Canifax could not control it out of bounds. And it'll be Coyote basketball. With 1:36 left, looks like Warner Pacific going to put on a little full court man pressure. And the Yotes will get it inbounded. And it was tipped away by one of the Knights with 1:35 left in the ball game. Coyotes will take their final timeout. We'll break away with them. 1:35 left. 71-54. The Coyotes have the lead. We're back after this on 99.1 ESPN Boise. College of Idaho 71, Warner Pacific College 54. Mike Safford with you here in the J.A. Albertson Activity Center. Coyotes tomorrow night take on Multnomah University. Should be a good one here. Fast-paced, up-tempo game. Multnomah team that puts up a ton of threes. They put up 30 or more threes in every game this year. That is something that you definitely have to expect to see tomorrow night. Yotes trying to get the ball inbounded. They do get it in the hands of Nate Brunel. Coyotes going to try to break some backcourt pressure. They do with Keon Palu-Thompson, who will set at quarter court right in front of us. As the Yotes will milk some clock. Game clock to 1:24 as Nate Brunel at the high post gives it off to Talon Pinckney. Shot clock down to 14. Coyotes with a 17-point lead. Shot clock to 10. Pinckney in the center circle comes off a Leaks pick. He'll drive all the way in with the left hand. Bake it home. That was too easy. Talon Pinckney with the deuce, 73-54. The Coyotes going to get their final person into the ball game as Kadeem Minor drove in, and a rebound pulled down by Roosevelt Adams, trying to get Daniel Webster into this basketball game. 52 seconds left. Far sideline, outside the arc. It goes in the hands of Nate Brunel. The Yotes by 19, just playing keep away. C of I gonna take over sole possession of first place in the Cascade Conference. Palu-Thompson leaks, long three up, and that gets some sandwiches for the fans. 76-54 the score. As a penetration dribble and a bucket for Kadeem Myers should be the final bucket of this one. 76-56 the score. Yotes will get the ball inbounded. And as they come up floor, it goes in the hands of Keon Palo-Thompson, who's going to let the final 15 seconds run off. Game clock down to 10. And in the center circle goes Talon Pinckney. How about them Coyotes? Finally home after nearly a month off, and they rout Warner Pacific.